my lovelies, it's Jennibellie. Welcome back to my channel. This time I want to answer some questions that have come in about how I rebind staple journals or sketchbooks. So this was generally came in response to the juicy edges tutorial that I did about how to make the edges of your journals lovely and juicy and fat, because in that I do mention about how it's just a regular sketchbook which I use a lot. I've got so many of these just regular shop bought sketchbooks that I now use as my art journals because they're simple, quick, easy, and I always rebind them. For me personally, I think it's really important that you rebind any stapled bindings. If you're going to turn it into an art journal, if you're just going to use it as a sketchbook and just do some pencil work, it's fine. But if you want to add any wet media, then it is really important that you rebind it, because what happens to paper when you add wet media is it expands. What happens to staples when you add wet media is nothing. So what happens is the paper swells around the staples don't move for the paper, and the paper when it gets wet is really soft and it just tears. It's easy, so it ruins your artwork. So it's really simple, it's very quick. It's a great one to do if you have any brochures, that sounded really posh. If you have any brochures and they've just got staples in them and you want to knock up a very quick junk journal, I've used it a lot for that. It's just a quick pamphlet stitch. This is how I do it. So the journal that I'm going to use is one of these A4 sketchbooks. Now you can get these from anywhere. I'll tell you the specifics of this one in a minute, but you can get these from anywhere. You can get them from art supply shops, you can probably even get them from the pound shop or an equivalent from the pound shop if you don't have any art stores around you. I use quite a lot of these journals, these particular ones by West Design. They are 140 GSM, which is roughly about £100. It might be a little bit more, a little bit less, I don't know, but I'm guesstimating there. It's about £100 for you guys in the US. It's acid free, and they're A4, which for you guys in the US or in other countries that don't do A4 is ledger sized paper, roughly. And so this opens out to A3. What you're going to need is an awl, and for this one I have this little flat end which is perfect for lifting up the staples. You can have one of those, well, it is usually perfect if I can grab it. If you're quite into your stationery supplies, you may have one of those staple removers that is pretty awesome. But if not, find whichever way is easiest for you to remove the staples. But you don't want to remove them from this end first. You want to make sure that you lift up the staples on the inside or you'll rip the paper yourself, which is the whole reason why we're taking them out, is to avoid that. So make sure you pull your staples up on the inside. And then you can take them out here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take off this sticker. Do it carefully because I've ruined, well, not ruined, but I've done done this before on some of these journals. As I say, I've probably got about 30 of these in this studio. I'm using them all the time. They are brilliant, but the payoff of having a cheap journal that you can use for multiple things is that they are stapled and you have to work around that. But as I'm about to show you, the easiest bookbinding tutorial in the world, that is fine. So what you want to do is grab your awl, and the side that you haven't clipped it, grab your journal together, make sure it's all in the right space, and then it doesn't matter how far in you go. I roughly go about just over an inch in, You can measure this if you want to, if you're being really finicky. To be honest, I will not recognise that you've got one a little bit off from the other. But what I do is I do these two at the edges first, so that you can see the middle better. Because if you do the middle first, because you've got further away, you'll often get it off centre a little bit, and that is more noticeable. So you want 3 holes, one in the centre and then 2 at either end, but do the centre one last and you'll have it looking more accurate. And then what I've got here is waxed linen thread, so it feels very waxy, and this is traditional book binding thread, which isn't really necessary for this journal, because the reason why you have waxed linen thread as a book binding material is because usually you're going through many signatures, and this essentially is just one signature of paper, so you want something that has that slip to it, and you want to warm up the wax like this so that it's more pliable and it slips through the paper easy. As I say, because it's only one signature, you really don't need this. You can use embroidery floss, you can use cord, you can use anything you've got. I've just got this, so it's what I'm using. And roughly you want about 2 lengths, because that's how many times, and a little bit for knotting it off, because that's how many times you're going to take. You need one to go this way and one to go the other way basically. So grab your thread and push it through your needle, and starting in the middle, take it through, and then you want to go through one of the ends, miss the middle one, go right across the top to the one on the other end, because this wax linen thread is sticking together and I need to, there we go, pull the end through, and then go back into the centre and take the needle through the other end, so you've got this centre cord and then a piece, the ends of the thread either side, and you want to tighten it up. So can you see how loose this is? You want to really tighten so that it's really nice and flush and flat that side and flat this side. Then just do a knot, a regular knot, where you take the thread one side over the other, and then what you want to do, which is called a box knot, is take it the opposite way. So for the first one I went this way, I went left over right and through. This time what you want to do is take right over left, if you did the same as me, and take it through the hole. You just want to go with the alternate way each time. So this time I'll go left over right again, and for the last time I'll go right over left. Simple, but it just keeps it secure. So 4 knots is about right. Cut off your thread, not straight at the knot, because if you do it directly at the knot it can come loose, so give it a little bit of a tail. And that is the journal. Booyah! Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you would like more, there's 3 things you can do. Number 1, you could subscribe to my channel. Number 2, you could sign up for my newsletter, where I send out exclusive videos just to my newsletter crew each month, along with news, monthly giveaways, new stuff, articles and updates. And third, sign up to my art community, journalworkshops.ning.com. It's free to sign up, and there is weekly and monthly art activities going on there, as well as all of my classes, including a free one if you haven't taken it yet called Inspiration Station, all about making art journals and just keeping your creative inspiration up. So go sign up now. Have an awesome day. Bye.